like in Halo 5 degrees, that grenade just doesn't land. It just bounces everywhere. You are on radar. We all know you're camping out.
Bring it. Protect me, giant tiki man. Giant golden tiki man. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Why are you like running so deep into their territory?
Oh no! Oh, the car's on fire! I'm on fire! This was just really funny.
How did you live?
I don't know.
Holy crap.
Keep rolling.
Just do the Zelda thing, roll to go faster.
Hot! Hot! Hot!
Oh, I look forward to doing that in the Twilight Princess remake that's coming out.
Oh, you mean fucking dashing everywhere because it's faster?
Yeah, you keep rolling because it makes you move slightly faster all the whole time.
Ow, 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 ow. Help me. No! And I'm marked.
My skills are beyond understanding.
The way she talks is almost like a stereotypical
It's like a Bond villain.
fantasy, darkness character. I think that she was kind of like that in Uncharted 3.
But I've been playing Uncharted 3, and actually I just got to one of my favorite scenes. Like, it's just like, hey, I'm a nice guy. You're a pirate. I'm a good businessman. Like, I tried, dude. I tried to help.
Well, random notice, I think PlayStation, like, PSN IDs are less stupid than gamer tags. I think.
Yeah, but you can't change PSN IDs.
Yeah. Freaking, they even asked the guy and we're like, we don't know if we can ever do that. Really? It's the year 2015 and you're telling me you can't somehow just go in there and tweak it? Or is it going to crash your whole server and wipe all data?
So, Colin Moriarty of Kinda Funny, him and Greg Miller are big PlayStation guys. They have the biggest PlayStation podcast on the internet with P.S. I Love You. And, oh shit. And they were talking about that, and Colin's like, if they don't announce being able to change your PSN name at PlayStation Experience, I'm going to rush the stage and burn it down to the ground.
Well, they didn't.
So...
No, actually, speaking of a person, yeah, were they at PSX?
Who?
The John Baum guy, whoever runs the the biggest PlayStation podcast.
Oh, Kinda Funny. Yeah, they were there. They had a panel.
Oh, okay. Because the only person out of that entire place that had his own crowd
was Greg Miller.
He just walked in and there's like a parade of fans behind him. And what's really funny is I sat right next to one of the IGN editors too. It's one of the associates, so he's kind of like newer there. Yeah. But fans were like coming up to him, but no, Greg Miller just like waltzes in and there's a parade wanting his autograph.
Yeah, because
man, he's the only guy in that whole place who just simply walks in. He doesn't need to ask for fans.
It's because
they just follow.
It's because they're the biggest PlayStation podcast on the internet. So I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I remember, I watched their panel online, and one of their big things about their podcast is buy a Vita. It's a great system because they're big supporters of the platform. And, I tend to agree with them on that, mostly. I think there are some people who shouldn't buy one. Like, I don't think you should. Like,
I thought about it, but then I look at the price and like...
Yeah,
I know it's cheaper than a 3DS right now, but compared to how much I'm going to be using it...
But no, it's just like... But surprisingly, the entire P.S. I Love You panel, like, only like 6 people in the audience. What?
We're at an hour. But continue.
We'll continue. We'll do one more match.
Yeah.
P.S. I Love You, like, out of like a panel that looked like it had a pretty packed house, it only had like a solid or so.
Oh yeah, there were people that had been waiting in line since 11 p.m. the night before.
For that for the keynote?
For that keynote.
Oh, I was talking about the PS I Love You panel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but the keynote was pretty darn crowded too.
But it was a packed house, and like only 4 people didn't have Vitas, and like he has them come up on stage. He's like, "Why don't you have a Vita?" He's like, "I'm too broke." You don't have a Vita. I have a 3DS. And the entire crowd was like, "Oh!" And then like, how do you know? And then how come you don't have Vita? He's like, I don't know. And it's like, all right, fine. And then like he comes out and hands them all Vitas. And then like a bunch of games, and then like the person who says like I'm too broke, he gave them a copy of Persona 4 Golden, signed by Troy Baker, Laura Bailey, and Shuhei Yoshida.
Wow.
Yeah. And apparently, if you ran into Gio Corsi on the show floor, and he would ask random people, like, "Hey," it's like, "What do you think of the Vita?" And if you you gave it positive press, or like you showed him yours, he would hand you a bunch of games for it.
Okay.
So I guess heads up for next year's PSX if you see Gio Corsi. And
yeah, but then everyone's gonna know that and do the same thing.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh yeah, the Vita.
Well,
the Vita's awesome.
You had to show him your Vita though.
Okay.
Yeah, like you have to have one. Which, how many of you fuckers have one? Oh wait, like me and John. That's it. Oh wait, Nick has one, but he never has it. Oh no! I saw
Jeez.
it. I saw it right as I jumped.
I saw it like 15 feet away. What, the whole crowd wanted to embarrass the guy who had a 3DS?
No. They were just like, oh shit, talking smack.
Well, he was probably speaking the truth, though.
Yeah,
like if I was standing up, they'd be like, I have my 3DS with me.
But yeah, so it was like, I feel as though like that place is a place for PlayStation fans, and
oh yeah. It's just, for me, I've never been passionate about PlayStation. I didn't grow up with PlayStation.
Yeah, which is understandable.
Because, I grew up playing PC games, Nintendo, and then I got my Xbox in 2007. I didn't get my first PlayStation until 2010.
Like, I got my first PlayStation...
after high school.
Like, I got my first PlayStation in the 90s. By the way, fun fact, there are people on our staff who are younger than the original PlayStation.
Yeah.
I just want everyone to realize that.
Yeah. I was born when the Super Nintendo was still a thing.
I was born when the...
Genesis, that was still a thing,
yeah, I was born the year after the Sega Genesis, a year before the Super Nintendo. So... like, when I was born, the most popular console was still the NES.
When I was born, the most popular system was probably the NES and Game Boy.
Yeah, Game Boy was great.
The brick Game Boy.
Yeah.
Because actual portability hadn't exactly reached pocket size.
That was portability.
Yeah,
especially...
it wasn't quite pocket size until the late 90s, but, with the Game Boy Pocket.
Yeah.
But that was hella portable compared to brick cell phones and super bulky Apple laptops with lead-acid batteries in them.
Yeah.
Did you know, the first, Apple actually made a portable Mac system, but it had a lead-acid battery. What that means is it's like a car battery, which means it uses liquids. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of neat when I think about it, because, at least they're, trying to innovate. That's cool.
Lead-acid battery?
No. Making that first, really early laptop.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Well, considering, portable phone. That was the 80s, I think.
Yeah.
By the way, I've been listening to a lot of 80s music yesterday.
I listen to a lot of 80s music all the time.
80s music is great. I think for us it's a big deal because our parents grew up in the 80s.
My parents grew up in the 70s.
Okay, my parents were the 80s. So my dad played a healthy dose of 80s music when I was little.
That's another difference is, my parents had kids really late. My parents had kids when they were, 30, so... Like they were 29 and 30 versus like Ray's parents were like 19 and like yours, who I assume were like in their early 20s.
Mid-20s, I think.
Yeah, okay, that's still... And, like, what that has made me realize is, like, I do not want kids until I'm at least 30.
Well, to be honest, we kind of live in an age where you can't exactly have kids early.
I mean, you can.
You can, but it's a lot harder nowadays. It's not like you can just say, oh, well, yeah, sure.
Yeah, tons of people I know, like...
Have you looked at Japan? They don't want to have kids to start with. Because it's just, they're too busy, they're working too hard, having a child. I forgot what it was, but apparently Japan has this problem where the age pyramid is upside down because no one wants to have kids.
I mean, I don't blame them. No,
it's not that kids are a headache, it's that more like, they're too busy with life or whatever.
Well, like, I think about, like...
Financials.
Like, I think about people I know right now who have, like... in our age group that have children, like, because we know of...
Still too early.
Like, I'm one of the older people on staff. Like, I believe the only person older is Bremen, I believe. Then the second oldest is John, and then, it goes Bremen, me, John, you, Ray, Nick, Tori, Stephanie. So,
wow, I'm smacked in the middle of the age ladder. Shit.
You're the middle child, Anthony. You're TGA's middle child. Like, Bremen and I are the old kids. Bremen, I will say, he may be in his 30s, but he acts like he's 24 and looks like he's 24.
Asians don't age.
Asians...
Well, I do. That's because I look like I age normally because I get highly stressed. Doesn't that make sense?
No,
but Asians look like they don't age very quickly. That's something.
Let me tell you a little secret, Anthony. The reason I have gray hair is I am very similar. I just hide my stress well. Yeah, like, I have that salt and pepper hair, I got you.
I'm thinning on top. Shit.
It's the worst.
It's like, would you rather have gray hair or lose your hair? I would rather have the gray hair.
Same.
Because if you really hated the gray hair, you can just dye it.
Yeah, well, not only that, but, like, I have found that, like, I gotta say, I'm very glad that I, like, started graying when the hipsters started to become a thing. Because, like, hipster women enjoy gray hairs, from what I found. Talking to them.
Okay, sure.
Because last girlfriend enjoyed the gray hair. You
look older and more sophisticated.
I'm a classy motherfucker. What can I say? And then one of the ones I've met recently enjoyed the gray hair thing. I'm actually probably going to dye it back to its normal color though.
How do I say this? I want to say that sometimes, like, gray hair makes you look like a badass because of the whole The Witcher, anime, stuff like that.
I'm good.
They had gray hair, and then you try and apply it to an actual person. It's like it doesn't quite.
I've seen some people pull it off.
But most of the time it's just like, it just makes you look old.
I have seen some people legit pull gray hair off. I considered it. I have considered it on a couple of occasions, but,
Losing your hair is worse, because I remember a poll. You remember that poll channel in the Wii, right?
Yeah.
Everybody Votes channel?
Yes.
God. People say, which is sexier, gray hair or men who lost their hair? And they obviously picked, gray hair. Well, they say, apparently it is less sexy to have less hair than, gray hair. So that was when I concluded, well, that sucks for me. That sucks for me.
Sucks to be you.
Sucks to be you. Imagine Victor Sullivan being bald. He wouldn't look right.
Pretty introspective moment.
Yeah.
It's like in Destiny when I'll just... Yeah, that's something that we haven't actually done a quick look for yet, is Taken King.
Well, I was asking if someone has to buy it.
I have it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I was like...
Next year.
Yeah.
Next year.
You know.
Sparrow Racing, I remember that now.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a really neat idea.
I'm just like, yeah, you know what? I think it's a little dumb, but at the same time, who didn't want to hit the afterburner in the Sparrow when they got it?
Yeah.
Who didn't? Everyone hit the afterburner when they got their Sparrow.
Well, not only that, but people were racing anyway. Like, they were...
I wasn't racing. I just wanted to go fast.
Yeah, like...
So why not make it into a race? You know, it seems a little stupid, but at the same time makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, like, that's...
And apparently it's only temporary.
Yeah, like, apparently it's going to be like a holiday event that shows up every now and then. Alright.
You got the most money again.
Going out on a high note. So, that's been our PlayStation experience Uncharted 4 talk, I guess.
Yeah.
Multiplayer looks cool for it. Like, it looks really neat. It's a fun game. They're doing the Uncharted TV thing again.
Okay.
Which... like top 5 plays and
it's already time for episode 2 of the Uncharted 4.
So one thing that I want to show them the first play though, because it's that diving thing we never got to do because I'm bad.
Okay.
Really promising episode. Anyway, hope you enjoy the video.
Number 5. At least I think it's 5 or 4. I remember watching this earlier.
Starting us off at number 5 is Darkness Future. Now, the reason I like this clip so much is because he simply manages to get himself out of an impossible situation, surrounded by 2 guys, manages to jump away and just hip-fires them to death until he actually wrecks the final guy by punching him.
Oh wait, this might be a different set. Yeah, looks like it.
At number 4 is Lara Forever, showing off the best way I've seen the destructible environments being used so far. Throws a grenade at the statue, you can see it falling down, and there we go.
Wow.
Okay.
That's pretty... I don't know if that's intentional.
Now at number 3 is Nidor, and I don't know how people keep pulling off these kinds of shots with their sniper rifle. He zooms in while swinging around with the new rope and lands
what?
a perfect headshot.
What? That's crazy.
Call of Duty skills, bro.
And number 2 is Vulcan Emotion with just an all-around incredible play, taking out his entire enemy team with his rifle, an RPG, and the Eldorado Mystical. And it makes me able to really quickly tell you all that after receiving so many questions of how to submit your videos, you can do so by visiting the tutorial video on my channel that will explain it to you all. It's really simple, you just use the PS4 share button and anyone is able to send in their awesome plays. Now getting back to this one, Vulcan Emotion has already taken out the majority of his team, but finishes off the final guy here to end this streak.
Wow. Well, what's number 1?
And then finally, the number 1 spot goes to Dips3817, and I'm just absolutely out of any words for this one. He decides to swing around with his rope for a little bit, with lots of action happening beneath him, and then this just randomly happens.
Okay, that's not exactly what the one I wanted, but...
And he actually kills it mid-air. Insane play. And then that was already it for episode 2 of the Uncharted.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, so... Alright, well, that's Uncharted 4 Multiplayer Beta. We'll be back next week with basketball or Yakuza. Like, I love that we have these backlogged so far.
And we don't even know what's next week.
Yeah, like... Alright, bye, everybody.
It'll be a surprise.
It'll be a surprise. Ooh.